Today I want to talk about a very important issue which is really fascinating and puzzling to scientists and to thinkers and philosophers, which is the mind, and what is the difference between the brain and the mind. We all know that the brain is the physical structure which is present inside the human body, and it is the one which is responsible for survival of that being, which is called a human, productively, and having an aim, because it contains the most important blessing that God gave to humans, which is the mind. And the most important function of the brain, or the mind, to be more specific, is thinking. Because without thinking, this human is valueless, is useless, is aimless. So the brain is important because it contains the mind, and the mind is important because it performs a very important and pivotal function in life, which is the reasoning and thinking, which I talked about before, with all the types of thinking. And when I was talking about thinking as a general clinical skills needed by doctors and healthcarers in their clinical practice. But what I want to focus on today is what's the difference between the brain and the mind, because commonly, or on many occasions, both terms are used interchangeably, but in reality they are not the same. Also, sometimes they are used by the public interchangeably, but for scientists it is different. It's totally different. The mind is always that fascinated and always puzzled thinkers and scientists about what's the exact nature of the mind. The brain and the mind, they are actually forming one unit, and this is called the unity of the brain and mind, because the brain is the container of the mind, and the mind is a conscious product of the brain. And the brain actually is responsible for all the functions of the mind. But the brain is a physical structure. It is an anatomical structure which is formed of neural tissue or neurons and can be touched. But mind is not just neurons. It is not neurons. It is not neurons, although its manifestations or it's what we call phenomenal manifestations, including qualia and consciousness and thinking, they are manifest to the outside, what we call phenomenal manifestations of the mind. But actually it is not physical. The mind is not materialistic. The brain is materialistic. It is physical, shay maddi. But mind is not material and is not physical. It is mental. It is a product of the brain, which is non-touchable. And this is very important to remember and to know. For now, it will be sufficient for me to end this short talk, and I will continue later on about talking on the mind and the brain and what is the difference between the two. Thank you so much.